Hello everyone, welcome to the last lecture of insurance company, lecture 6 and question number also 6. Now in this question we are going to make revenue account, profit and loss account as well as balance sheet. So let us first discuss what markings we will do for balance sheet, because for revenue account and P&L account we have already seen the markings. Okay, so balance sheet format, all of you recollect before we start with this question. Okay, in balance sheet we have seen that there are two headings: sources of funds and application of funds. In sources of funds we have share capital, so that will mark it as SC. Reserves will mark it as R, or reserves and surplus, RS. And then borrowings we will mark it as B. Only three sources of funds. Then we had application of funds. Within application of funds we had very first investments, will mark it as I. Loans we will mark it as L. Fixed assets will mark it as FA. Then we had current assets. Within current assets we had cash and bank balance, will mark it as C and B. And then we had other assets, advances and other assets. Advances will mark as A. Advances are to be shown separately and other assets are to be shown separately. So advances will mark it as A and other assets will mark it as OA. Then we had current liabilities, will mark it as C. Provisions will mark it as P. And then contingent liabilities will mark completely CONT and LIAB, because CL stands for current liabilities. So for balance sheet these new markings will be done: share capital, reserves and surplus, borrowings, sources of funds, investments, loans, fixed assets, cash and bank balance, advances, other assets, current liabilities, provisions, and then contingent liabilities. Let us do the markings for question number 6. The following are the balances of GIC Limited as on 31/3/19. You are required to prepare revenue account, profit and loss account and balance sheet. Capital will come in share capital SC. Provision for bad debts, as we have been doing it in past, you will minus it from debtors and minus it from debtors in which heading of other assets. Okay, within this current assets we have other assets. Over there you will show debtors, and in debtors you will minus this provision for bad debts. Now fund as on 1/4/18, fund means reserve for unexpired risk. Okay, fund means reserve for unexpired risk. So 1/4/18 is the opening balance of reserve for unexpired risk, that we will add in premiums. Opening balance of reserve for unexpired risk will add in premiums. Here we have fire, marine, accident, three items separately. So our first 4 schedules, which 4 schedules? Premium, claims, commission, operating expenses will be in columnar form. Okay, first 4 schedules, schedule 1 to 4 will be in columnar form. Okay, with which columns we will make? Fire, marine and accident. And then 5 onwards only 2 columns of amount, because in balance sheet we don't show separately for fire, marine and accident. So first 4 schedules we will be making in columnar form, where we will have 3 columns: fire, insurance, marine and accident. And schedule 5 onwards, normal 2 columns of amount only. Okay, 2 columns of amount only. Now coming further, unclaimed dividend. Now unclaimed dividend is our liability, current liability. We still have to pay the dividend. Due to, again this word "to" is very important. Due to reinsurance companies means we have to pay the amount to reinsurance companies, so that is current liability. Sundry creditors, current liability. Deposit account, again deposit because it has credit balance, current liability. Had it been a debit balance, then in current assets we would have shown in other assets. I repeat, since it's a credit balance we show in current liability. Had it been debit balance we would have shown it in current assets, and in that under other assets. After advances, other assets. P&L account credit balance will directly show it in P&L account at the end. Okay, we add the opening balance of P&L account over there. 8040 will show at the end in P&L account itself. Then agents balance. Now see, this is what I was talking about, like deposit account credit, agents balance debit. Debit, so we will show it in current assets, other assets. This other assets item where we mark this debtors, also we will be showing this one. Interest accrued. Accrued word is always used for incomes. I repeat, accrued word is always used for incomes. Okay, accrued word is always used for incomes. Outstanding is used for expenses. So interest accrued but not due is our other assets, other current assets. Due again for insurance companies means we have to receive from other insurance companies, so other assets. Here we had the word to, so it's a current liability, and here we have the word for, so it's other asset. Okay, be careful with this. Due to reinsurance company means we have to pay to reinsurance companies, so liability. Due for insurance companies means we have to receive from other reinsurance companies, so other assets. Then cash in hand, cash in bank balance, C&B. Cash at bank, cash and bank balance, C&B. Furniture and fixtures will come in fixed assets. Cost 8,400 will show in the inner column as we have been doing in banking final accounts also. Outer column 3,800. Difference represents depreciation that we will minus it in the inner column. So 8,400 minus 3,800. You can say that 4,600 is the total depreciation that we will minus in the inner column just for the formality, and outer column we will show 3,800. Stationery stock, other assets, that is also a current asset. Now advance payment of, make the correction, instead of stock make it tax. I repeat, instead of stock make it tax. 3,000, so advance payment of tax will come in advances. Okay, advances we have to show separately and other current assets we have to show separately. So advances of any kind of advance paid, prepaid money paid, prepaid expenses will be shown in advances separately. Here you should make the correction, instead of stock you should make it as tax. Expenses of management. Now expenses of management are operating expenses. Fire will come in revenue account. Marine will come in revenue account. Accident will come in revenue account. But general will come in profit and loss account. Okay, we have discussed this in the last lecture also, that if any expense is related or income is related to particular insurance business, it would come in revenue account. But if you cannot identify that expense or income with any one particular business like fire or marine or accident, then that income or expense will go in profit and loss account. Foreign taxes, again the word marine is mentioned, so that will come in operating expense in revenue account in marine column. Outstanding premium. Now outstanding premium is given in trial balance, means the money is yet to be received. So this will come in balance sheet in other assets. If it is given in adjustment, then two effects. You add in premium also and you show it in other assets also. But if it is given in trial balance, then it will have only one effect. We still have to collect the money, we still have to receive the money. So it will come in balance sheet in other assets. Claims unpaid on 31/3/19. Again, this is given in trial balance. So still we have to pay the money, means it's our current liability. All these three amounts will come in current liabilities. Okay. Unpaid claims means at the end of the year the money is still payable, but since it is given in trial balance, it will have only one effect. It will come in balance sheet in current liabilities. Transfer fees is other incomes. Now it is not mentioned in bracket fire or accident or marine, so we will record it in P&L account. Tax paid on profit will come in provision for tax in P&L account directly. Okay, it will come as provision for tax in P&L account directly. Sundry debtors, other assets, and from this sundry debtors itself we will minus this provision for debts, as we discussed this 2,000 provision for bad debts. So sundry debtors are other current assets, other assets. Now here also mortgage debtors, make the correction, make it mortgage loans. So that will come as loans in balance sheet and asset side. Government securities with RBI is an investment I. Indian government securities is an investment I. Debentures of public bodies means we have invested, insurance company has invested the money in debentures of public bodies, investments I. Even equity of joint stock companies is investment I. Okay, whatever premiums are received by the insurance company, until they have to pay the claims, they invest that money so that they can generate sufficient returns to pay the claims. So all these investments are the major assets. That's why in application of funds also investment comes as the first item. Claims less reinsurance paid during the year, claims CL, they all will come in revenue account. Premium less reinsurance is premium income, they all will come in revenue account. Land and building is a fixed asset, FA. Interest and dividend received. Now, this we have discussed earlier also. TDS is given 25%. So we will be recording gross amount in revenue account or P&L account, which would be calculated as 100 upon 75. And the difference amount will represent TDS. That TDS will be shown in other assets. Okay, in fact advances, not other assets, advances, because TDS means tax paid in advance. So for example, if you do this 2340, then 2340 into 100 by 75. Okay, we have discussed this by 100 by 75 in the last lecture also. That suppose gross amount is 100, I'm re-explaining that again, minus TDS is 25. So in our hands what we will receive is 75. So if we have received 2340, this amount, then what would be the actual amount of our income? 2340 into cross multiply with 100 divide by 75. Do it everyone. 2340 into 100 divide by 75. That comes to 3120. Now here 3120 is actual our income. So 3120 we will show it in investment income. Interest and dividend received will come in investment income. These three amounts will come in revenue account. So 3120 will show in revenue account. Now what is 3120 minus 2340? TDS amount 780. TDS amount here is 780. That TDS amount 780 we will show it in advances. So automatically net effect of 2340 will get given. I repeat, we will not record 2340 directly, but we will record 2340 indirectly. How will you record 2340 indirectly? Gross amount 2340 into 100 by 75, 3120, we will record it in revenue account. Then 3120 minus 2340, 780 of TDS, we will record in balance sheet in advances. Okay, this TDS amounts we will difference amount we will record in balance sheet in advances, and gross amounts we will record in revenue account. Further, these three will come in revenue account and this one will come in P&L account, general amount. Commission marked as C, that will come in revenue account. Provision for depreciation on furniture 18 to 19 2000, so that will come in P&L account in provisions. And you can also say this is current year's provision. So if here the difference of furniture and fixture was coming to 4600, out of 4600 current year's depreciation is 2000 and past year's accumulated depreciation would be 2600. I repeat, in furniture and fixture cost was 8400, net book value is 3800. So we discussed that the difference amount 4600 represents depreciation. Again from that 4600, in the current year we have made provision of 2000, means remaining 2600 is past year's accumulated depreciation. We will just show that classification in balance sheet as a formality. Okay, otherwise main amount 3800 only has to come in outer column. Outstanding claims, now 31380 means opening outstanding. So opening outstanding we will minus in claims. Okay, opening outstanding we will minus in claims. Had it been closing outstanding, then we would show it in current liability. But opening outstanding means it belongs to last year. But we have paid the amount in current year. So we will minus it from claims. That is not a current year's expense. Okay. Since it is of last year, we will minus from claims. Now this adjustment also we had done in the last lecture. Fire insurance premium 176250. See here you will find this. Fire insurance premium 176250. This is again thousands. Rupees are in thousands. You all can see here. Are after receipts of 20,000. Now premium we always receive. So here the word receipts indicate that the premium is accepted. Okay, from the first lecture of GIC, General Insurance Company, I am explaining you. And payment word indicates that it is ceded. Okay, premium we always receive. So further whatever amount we have received is accepted in reinsurance and whatever amount we have paid is ceded in reinsurance. Now premium is already after, okay, it is already after including this 20,000 of accepted and 30,000 of reinsurance premium ceded. So no effect is to be given because it is already after including these two amounts. Means in this 176250, last lecture also I discussed that 20,000 and 30,000, 20,000 of reinsurance accepted and 30,000 of reinsurance ceded is already included. This is already included. Afterward means it is already included. When they say the word after, it means it is already included. So no effect is to be given. However, an adjustment in respect of commission of 15% on such premium is still to be made. So in commission, we will give the effects. Okay, put tick on commission. What effects? Premium accepted is 20,000. So 20,000's 15%, that is 3,000, is commission on reinsurance accepted. Accepted means we will plus. And same with this 30,000 is reinsurance premium ceded. So reinsurance premium ceded 30,000's 15% commission is 4,500. That is commission on reinsurance ceded. So that we will minus. Okay. Commission on reinsurance accepted 20,000's 15%, 3,000 accepted. So we will plus. And commission on reinsurance ceded 30,000's 15%, 4,000 ceded. So we will minus. Further. Yes, further this commission accepted and ceded we will plus and minus. Next, there is an uncalled liability of 7,500,000 in respect of partly paid shares of joint stock companies held by the company. So this we will show in contingent liabilities. Okay, uncalled liability will show in contingent liabilities. Below the balance sheet will show it at the end. So all of you pause the video and make the format of revenue account, profit and loss account, and balance sheet. Okay, one page you can make revenue account or half a page revenue account is also sufficient. One page will be required for P&L account and one page will be required for balance sheet. Only revenue account will be in columnar form, fire, marine and accident. Others will be simply with two columns of amount. So make the formats, pause the video and make the three formats everyone. Yes, I hope all of you have done the formats. So let us start with revenue account. Very first we will show premium income. As per schedule number 1 will show in detail. So right now we don't have to write anything. Then we will have income from investments. Okay, income from investments. All the items marked as II. Look at it everyone. Investments income, II. Okay, this interest received we have marked it as II. Okay, so put tick on that we are going to record interest and dividend received, and we have to show the gross amount 100 by 75 over here. So all of you write down interest and dividend received. And as we discussed, gross amount we have to show, which is 100 divided by 75. Okay, so gross amount is to be shown over here. Now calculated everyone. For fire, as we discussed, it will be 2340 into 100 divided by 75. Okay, this 2340 into 100 divided by 75, that comes to 3120. So in fire column, all of you write down 3120. Then same way, 750 into 100 by 75, 1000. And same way, 360 into 100 by 75, that is 480. Okay, 360 into 100 divided by 75, that is 480. So 480 will come in accident column. Then after interest and dividend received, we have other incomes. So any items marked as OI, not there. There is no other item marked as OI in the question. So other incomes are not there. We'll get the total, that is A. Then we will have claims, which we will show in detail in schedule number 2. Then we will have commission, which will show in detail in schedule number 3. Then we will have operating expenses, which we will show in detail in schedule number 4. Then we will have total B. And then we will have operating profit or loss if it's a negative figure. Okay, A minus B. Now profit and loss account, first we'll bring forward this operating profit or loss of fire, marine accident. Then again we will show income from investments. Now again this income from investments will include that interest and dividend received. Okay, interest and dividend received 100 by 75 gross amount we will show over here. That is 100 by 75. So see here, general amount was given over here. This general amount, fire, marine accident, we have recorded general amount 2400. So if we do 2400 into 100 divided by 75, that is 3200. So 3200 would come in profit and loss account. Then other incomes. Now in other incomes, what is marked as OI for P&L account? All of you check it up. OI P&L account. This one, transfer fees. So transfer fees, which is other incomes of P&L account, will show it as 100. Okay, transfer fees 100. Then after transfer fees, we'll get the total incomes. So total A. Then we will show provisions other than taxation. Okay, provisions other than taxation. In that we have provision for depreciation. Okay, only one provision is there, that is provision for depreciation. 2000 rupees. No other item is marked as provision. So 2000, only one means we can show it in the outer column. Then we will have other expenses. So O marked item, operating expense or other expenses marked items. With this expenses on management, we have general 3000. So the expenses on management 3000 of general will come over here. In other expenses, we will have expenses of management 3000 rupees directly in outer column, because again only one item is there. Then we'll get total B. Now A minus B will give us profits before tax. That is A minus B. From that we will subtract provision for tax. And then what we will get is profits after tax. Now in that we will add opening balance of P&L account or profit and loss brought forward. Okay, we'll add profit and loss brought forward, that we already have given in the question. P&L balance given already in the question. So check it everyone. Here we have it. P&L accounts credit balance given 8040 will add over here. So P&L account 8040. And then we don't have any transfer to reserves or appropriations. Anything marked as APP appropriations given in the question? No. So remaining will be balance carried forward to balance sheet. Okay. We don't have any other item of reserves, transfer to reserves or appropriations or dividend etc. given in the question. So after adding profit and loss brought forward, whatever remains, we will directly carry that balance carried forward to balance sheet. Now in balance sheet, very first we will show sources of funds. In that we will have share capital, which will show in schedule number 5. Okay, that will show in schedule number 5. Now first 4 schedules we will be showing in revenue account. So this will be directly schedule number 5. Then we will have reserves and surplus. That will show in schedule number 6. Then borrowings. That will show in schedule number 5. So only 3 sources of funds are there. Then we directly show application of funds. Okay, application of funds. In that we will have very first investments. schedule number 8, then loans, schedule number 9, then fixed assets, schedule number 10, then current assets. Now within current assets we will show cash and bank balance, schedule number 11, advances and other assets, schedule number 12. Now here we will show subtotal A. Okay, here we'll show the subtotal of A. Then we will have current liabilities, schedule number 13. Then we will have provisions, schedule number 14. Then we will have subtotal B. Okay, total of cash and bank balance and advances would be subtotal A, and then total of current liabilities and provisions would be subtotal B. Then we will have net current assets, that is A minus B. Okay, subtotal A minus subtotal B. And then adding the net current assets will get the final total of application of funds that should match with the total of sources of funds. And then we will show contingent liabilities, that we can write right now itself, because contingent liability we already have marked it in the adjustment. Only one contingent liability is there, this one. Uncalled liability of 7,500 in respect of partly paid shares. Adjustment 3 is a contingent liability. So uncalled liability on partly paid shares that 7,500 we will show it in contingent liabilities. Okay, so all the format items which are not to be shown in the schedules are written over here. Now we make the schedules and then we come back to the formats of revenue, profit and loss account and balance sheet. So let us make the schedules first, all of you. As we discussed over here, that schedule 1 to 4 we will make it in columnar form. So first you all make the formats for schedule 1 to 4. Okay, for 1 to 4 around 1 page would be needed. So 1 page format you make it in this columnar form: fire, marine and accident. Pause the video and make these columns, everyone. I hope you all are done with that. Now first we will show premium income. In that first we will show premiums given in trial balance directly marked as P. You all can see here premiums less reinsurance, fire column 176250. Okay, fire column 176250. Then after fire 176250 we have marine 102250. Marine column 102250. Then after marine 102250 we have accident 26225. So accident column all of around 26225. Now all the other items marked as P will be taken into consideration. So let us see from the beginning. This fire fund reserve for unexpired risk will add at the end. P plus is marked but will add at the end. If there is any outstanding or if there is any premium ceded, accepted, etc., then we plus or minus that first. So throughout the question, P, no other item is marked as P other than premium less reinsurance. And in adjustment also no other item is marked as P. Okay, this is in commission we have to plus and minus. So no other item is marked as P. We can take that fire fund. Okay, fire insurance 65410. So first we'll add reserve for unexpired risk on 1418. We'll add reserve for unexpired risk on 1418. So the amount of fire in that is 65410. Okay, 65410. Then Other than that, Marine's amount of fire fund is how much? 85,000. Marine is 85,000. Then after Marine, accidents amount. So accidents amount here is 6455. Okay, accidents amount is 6455. So add reserve for unexpired risk is done now. We'll subtract reserve for unexpired risk on 31,319. Now this, I discussed it with you earlier also that for Marine only we will keep 100%. Okay, only for Marine business we have to keep 100%. All other businesses we have to keep 50% only. So you all can see here, this I discussed with you also in lecture, that for Marine business, Marine hull business, you all can see over here, we have to create 100% and we assume it's a Marine hull business. For all other businesses, we have to create 50%. So in this question, nothing is mentioned, means we assume it's a Marine hull business. So here we will keep 100% provision of reserve for unexpired risk, and other places we will keep 50%. Okay, fire and accident will provide 50% reserve, but in Marine will provide 100%. This we have to minus, so 176,250 into 50%. That is 176,250 into 50%, 88,125 here minus. Same way 102,250's 100% will be 102,250 itself, and 26,225 into 50%, that would be 13,112.5. will round it off to 13,113. Okay, so this will give us the net premium amounts. There is no other adjustment. One more thing, this reserve for unexpired risks will have second effect also. It will come in provisions. Okay, it will come in provisions over here. This item after current liabilities, it will come in provision also, because these amounts we have kept aside reserve for unexpired risk, and we may have to pay this amount in future because the policy is going to expire in the next year. So second effect of this, since in this question we are making balance sheet also, this reserve for unexpired risk closing balance will also show it in balance sheet in the heading of provisions. Now do it everyone. 176,250 plus 65410 minus 88,125. So that comes to 153535. Same way 102,250 plus 85,000 minus 102,250, so 85,000 itself, and 26,225 plus 6,455 minus 13,113, 19,567. Okay, so these amounts will appear in revenue account. Now second, after premium we show claims. So to start with, first we show claims amount given in the question, trial balance itself, CL marked items, claims CL, you all can see here. Fire's amount of claim is 60,000. Okay, for fire it is 60,000. Then after fire, Marine's amount of claim is how much? 39,390, and then accident is 9,300. Okay, 39,390 and 9,300. 39,390 and 9,300. So claims are taken from the trial balance, actual amount of claims. Fire 60,000, Marine 39,390, and accident 9,300. Now, what other item is marked as CL plus or minus from the beginning? Check it everyone. This CL is current liability. Okay, don't get mixed up with this CL and the other one. This CL items are all current liabilities. This claims unpaid on 31,390 is also, the CL is current liability again. In CL plus or minus we have marked this minus, outstanding. So outstanding on 31,318 we will minus. Okay, opening outstanding we will minus. So write down everyone, less outstanding on 31,318 means 1,418 beginning of the year. What amounts are there? For fire, we have to minus 15,000. In bracket, you all will write. Then for accident, we have to minus, for marine, we have to minus 4,500. And for accident, we have to minus 3,000. Okay, 4,500 and 3,000. Okay, any other item marked as CL? Throughout the question, no other item is marked as CL, and in adjustments also there is no other item marked as CL. So totaling can be done. Okay, claims amount that will appear in revenue account: 60,000 minus 15,000, 45,000. 39,390 minus 4,500, so 34,890. 39,390 minus 4,500, that is 34,890. And 9,300 minus 3,000, that is 6,300. Then third item, after claims, we will have commission. All the items marked as C. First, commission on direct business. So here we have fire 30,000. Then marine 15,000 and accident 4,500. Okay, 30,000, 15,000 and 4,500. I'll write down direct business: 30,000, 15,000 and 4,500. Okay, 30,000, 15,000 and 4,500 commission is taken. Now in the trial balance, no other item marked as C is given, but in adjustments we do have this first adjustment, second adjustment, okay, where we discussed that commission on reinsurance accepted 3,000 we have to plus and ceded 4,500 we have to minus, and this all is in respect of, all of you can see here, it all is in respect of fire insurance premium only. Okay, first adjustment was in respect of fire insurance premium, and same way second adjustment commission is also in respect of fire insurance premium only. So 3,000 of accepted we have to add and 4,500 of ceded we have to minus, only in fire column. So all of it I don't add on reinsurance accepted. So 3,000 we have to add only in fire column, less on reinsurance ceded we have to minus 4,500 only in fire column. So total amount would come to, for all the three, 30,000 plus 3,000, 33,000 minus 4,500, that would come to 28,500. Then 15,000 and 4,500. Now fourth item would be operating expenses. All the items marked as O will be taken into consideration. So which are the items marked as O? Operating expenses. Expenses of management, we have fire 48,000, marine 36,000 and accident 8,000. So 48,000, 36,000 and 8,000. Expenses of management 48,000, 36,000 and 8,000. Okay, 48,000, 36,000 and 8,000. No other item is marked as O. So that itself will become the total. Adjustment is also not given to that, related to that. Okay, one more item we do have, foreign taxes of marine. That is also marked as O. So foreign taxes of this marine 800 will add in marine column, foreign taxes. So write down add marine, in fact add foreign taxes. In marine column you'll add 800, and now we can get the totals. 48,000, 36,800 8,000. So all the items of revenue account are taken into consideration. Now we make the schedules related to balance sheet. Okay, so for that you'll make again a separate format, because here we have done in columnar form fire, marine and accident, but other schedules related to balance sheet only 2 columns of amount will be required. So pause the video and make these 2 columns, everyone. Now schedule number 5 of balance sheet will be related to share capital. So share capital, as we used to do it in, it's a limited company. So as we used to do it in company final accounts and banking final accounts also. Authorized capital is not given, so we'll write question mark and we'll double underline. And then we'll have issued, subscribed and paid up capital. Issued, subscribed and paid up capital. Now, what is the amount of issued, subscribed and paid up capital? This capital of 30,000. Okay, how many shares, etc. is not mentioned. The details are not given. So we'll simply write 30,000. That's it. I'll write down 30,000 and that itself will become the total. Then schedule 6, we will have reserves and surplus. Now, in the balance sheet, in the trial balance, there is no item marked as RS, reserves and surplus. Okay, there is no item marked as RS, reserves and surplus. So this amount of P&L's closing balance, which we have written, balance carried forward to balance sheet, this we will show in reserves and surplus when we make the profit and loss later on. So right now we keep it pending. Only one item will come in reserves and surplus, and that would be profit and loss accounts closing balance. So we keep it pending. Okay, that amount we keep it pending. Then 7th note we make for borrowings. Okay, no item is there marked as B for borrowings. Borrowings are not done by this insurance company. So borrowings would come as nil. Okay, borrowings are not there. So borrowings would come as nil. Then 8th would be after borrowings. Now application of funds, very first what we have is investments. So investments, all the items marked as I will be taken into consideration. Let us see which all items are marked as I investments. I investments over here. Government securities with RBI 3,700. Government securities with RBI 3,700. Then what other item is marked as I after government securities with RBI? Indian government securities 1,02,000. Indian government securities 1,02,000. Then after Indian government securities, which other item is marked as I or investment? Debentures of public bodies 40,500. So debentures of public bodies 40,500. Then which other item is marked as I investments? Equity of joint stock companies 22,500. Okay, equity of joint stock companies 22,500. That's it. No other item is marked as I. So total of this will be done. That is 3,700 plus 1,02,000 plus 40,500 plus 22,500. That is 1,68,700. Then 9th item after investments, what we'll be showing is loans. So all the items marked as L. I think only one item is there. Mortgage loan was there somewhere in between. Yeah, mortgage loan is there 7,500. Only one item, so that itself will become the total. Or if you write down mortgage loans 7,500. Total also 7,500. Then 10th would be fixed assets. Now, fixed asset also we have two items, I think. Very first in fixed assets we have this FA marked item, furniture and fixtures, where we discussed 8,400 will show in the inner column. Depreciation also 4,600, we know. Out of 4,600, 2,000 is current year, means 2,600 would be of past years. Then we'll show 3,800 in outer column. So all of it write down this way. Furniture and fixtures. First 8,400 in inner column. In that we will subtract provision for depreciation. That will be 2,600 of past years. And then we will minus current year's depreciation. That is given in trial balance as 2,000 rupees. Okay, total 4,600 is there, but 2,000 is of current year, means you can say that past year's accumulated depreciation would have been 2,600. So from this, if you subtract this all amounts, what we will get is 3,800 in the outer column. Okay, so directly we cannot record 3,800. We have to show the details that out of 8,400, provision of 4,600 is there. In that also, current year's depreciation is 2,000, means 2,600 is provision of past years. Then any other item marked as FA. Land and building is there, 50,050. So I'll put it on land and building, 50,050. And then the total. Okay, no other item is there. So 53,850. 53,850 would be the total amount of fixed assets. Then after fixed assets, 11th. So loans are done, fixed assets are done. Now in current assets, first we show cash and bank balance. In that we will show cash and bank balance separately if it is given in the question. C and B would be marked for that. So let us see C and B marked items. Two items are there. Cash in hand. Okay. Cash in hand, that is 350. And then cash at bank, that is 7480. Okay, 350 and 7480. Cash in hand 350 and cash at bank 7480. So total would come to 7,830. Okay, 350 plus 7480, that would come to 350 plus 7480, so 7,830. So cash and bank is taken into consideration. Now after cash and bank we have advances and other assets. So 12th would be advances and other assets. Now within that also what we will be doing is we'll be showing advances separately and we'll be showing other assets separately. So first we'll show advances. All the items marked as A will be taken into consideration. Let us see where all have been marked as A from the beginning. Other assets will show separately. First we take only A marked items. Okay, this advance payment of tax 3,000. So I'll write on advance payment of tax 3,000. Inner column you can show, so that okay, outer column itself you can show it directly, 3,000. Then after advance payment of tax, what other item is marked as A? This one, TDS amounts. Okay, TDS amounts are there which are marked as A. So we discussed difference amounts would be shown in other assets. TDS of interest and dividends received. In that we have separately for fire, and we have separately for marine, and we have separately for accident. Difference amounts are to be taken. So you all can see here, fire's interest and dividend received is how much we have taken in revenue account, 3120, and then against 3120, 2340. So difference 3120 minus 2340, TDS is of 780 rupees. Okay, for fire it is 780. How did we get this 780? 3120 minus 2340. Same way for marine also, you all can see in revenue account the amount is 1000, and here it is 750, so 250 for marine. 1000 minus 750, so 250. Then for accident, you all can see here it is in revenue account 480, and in actual 360. So 480 minus 360, 120. Now after accident, we had general amount of interest and dividends also. So general amount of interest and dividend is 2400, and 2400, and over here the total amount in revenue account, in P&L account was 3200. Okay, so 3200 minus 2400, 800. So general 3200 minus 2400, that is 800. So total amount 780 plus 250 plus 120 plus 800, that is 1950. Now what other items are marked as A? Let us look at it. So we have taken advance payment of tax, then we have taken interest and dividends, TDS in advances. Now no other items are marked as A. Okay, so total advances are done. Total advances comes to 3000 plus 1950, 4950. Now we show other assets. Now within other assets, all the items marked as OA will be taken into consideration. So very first we have this provision for doubtful debts, which we have to minus from debtors in other assets. So debtors first we record. Sundry debtors, you all can see 4500. From that we'll minus provision for doubtful debts 2000. So all of it on sundry debtors 4500 minus provision for doubtful debts 2000. So outer column 2500. Then after sundry debtors, which other item is marked as OA? Agents balance. Okay, agents balance debit amount 13,500. So all of it on agents balance debit amount 13,500. Then after agents balance debit amount, what other item is marked as OA? Interest accrued and due, that is 2,250. Okay, interest accrued and due 2,250. Now after interest accrued and due, what other item is marked as OA? Due for insurance companies 6450. Okay, dues for insurance companies 6450. Then after due for insurance company OA, stationery stock 140. Okay, next is stationery stock 140. Then after stationery stock, what other item is marked as OA? Outstanding premium 8,200. Okay, after stationery stock, outstanding premium 8,200. Okay, is there any other item marked as OA after outstanding premium? Sundry debtors we have already recorded. Okay, sundry debtors we have already recorded. No other item is marked as OA. So all items of OA are taken into consideration. We can do the totals now. Do it everyone. 2,500 plus 13,500 plus 2,250 plus 6,450 plus 140 plus 8,200, that is 33040. Now final total of both, final total of advances 4,950 plus other assets 33040. So that comes to 37990. Okay. Now, after other assets, advances and other assets, 13th is current liabilities. So all the items marked as CL will be taken into consideration here. So current liabilities, very first we have unclaimed dividend 850. So all of it on unclaimed dividend 850. Then after unclaimed dividend, we have due to insurance companies 3450. So due to insurance companies 3450. Then after due to insurance companies 3450, sundry creditors 7,250. Okay, sundry creditors 7,250. Then after sundry creditors 7,250, deposit accounts credit balance 2280. Deposit accounts credit balance 2280. Then after deposit accounts credit balance, current liability CL marked items, claims unpaid. Okay, one thing I want to discuss here, everyone be attentive. Very important point I want to discuss over here. This unclaimed dividend, in college they have given two effects. Means actually this item should have been given in adjustment, because in college they have given two effects. This item actually should have been given in adjustments. It's a mistake done in college, but we have to do it as per what they are doing in college. So what they have done is, though it is given in trial balance, they have given two effects of this unpaid claims. It means actually in the question it should be given in adjustment and not in trial balance. But following what is done in college, we have to add this in claims as well as show it as current liability. So all of you will have to include this amount in our workings of adding it in claims, in schedule of adding it in claims. Okay, I repeat, since this mistake is done in college, they have given it in trial balance, but they have okay, we have to also follow the same what is done in college. So whatever is claims unpaid or outstanding on 31/3/19, in college they have added it in claims also and shown it in current liabilities also. So if two effects are given, practically such a thing should be given in adjustment. So this is a mistake done in college. This item, if it comes in exams, then it should be given in adjustments, and we are supposed to give two effects of the same. Amounts are 20,000, 5,000 and 3,250. So that we'll have to add over here also, okay, for claims unpaid. 20,000, 5,000 and 3,250. So all of you are down in the schedules. 20,000, 5,000 and 3,250. So the totals will get corrected. All of you will do it. 60 plus 20, 80 minus 5, 65,000. 39,390 plus 5,000 minus 4,500. Yes, do it. 39,390 plus 5,000 minus 4,500. So 39,890. And in the same manner, 9,300 plus 3,250 minus 3,000. So that will come to 9,550. Okay, I repeat. In college, what they have done is, they have given two effects of this item given in trial balance. So practically, if they are giving two effects, then college, what they have done is done wrong. In the question, it should have been given in adjustments, then only we can give two effects. So we assume as if this information is given in adjustments and we give two effects of the same. So 20,000, 5,000, 3,250 will also come in current liabilities. All of it are down in current liabilities. Outstanding or unpaid claims on 31,319. Here we can directly record the total amount. Total amount, that is 20,000, 5,000 and 3,250. Okay, 20,000 plus 5,000 plus 3,250. So 28,250. Okay, so two effects have to be given for this. I hope everyone has made the correction. You have added that amount in the schedule of claims over here in between. Okay, this one amount 20,000, 5,000 and 3,250. Now after that, any other item marked as CL, that is current liability. Check it, everyone. After the claims unpaid, CL. Okay, no other items are marked as current liabilities. So we can do the total of current liabilities now. Do it, everyone. 850 plus 3450 plus 7250 plus 2280 plus 28250. That comes to 42080. Okay. Now 14th schedule will be provisions. As we discussed over here, only one item we have to show in provisions, that reserve for unexpired risk, which we have created, we have to show it in the provisions. So reserve for unexpired risk. There is no other items given in the question as provisions. So reserve for unexpired risk. Here also, like claims, we can add the total amounts directly. The amounts are 88125 plus 102250, 88125 plus 102250 plus 13113. Okay, reserve for an expired risk, we have to create a provision. So 13113. So that would come to 203488. Only one item is there. So total would also be the same, that is 203488. Okay. So now we can put the things in revenue account, P&L account and balance sheet and do the balancing. Let's do it. Very first, premiums. Premiums we have received as 153535. Okay, 153535. Then Marine's amount is 85,000. Okay, premium of Marine is 85,000. And after that, accident amounts premium is 19567. So accident 19567. Then income from investments we have already recorded. Other items are nil, we don't have. So totals can be done. 153,535 plus 3120, that is 156655. Then 85,000 plus 1,000, 86,000, and 19,567 plus 480, that is 20047. Then claims as per schedule 2, we have 65,039,890,9550. Okay, 65,000. Then 39,890. And 9550. Then commissions we have 28,500, 15,000 and 4,500. Okay, 28,500, 15,000 and 4,500. Then operating expenses we have 48,000, 36,800, 8,000. Okay, 48,000, 36,800, 8,000. So write down 48,000, 36,800, 8,000. So total of B can be done now. 65,000 plus 28,500 plus 48,000, that comes to 141,500. 39,890 plus 15,000 plus 36,800, that comes to 91,690. Then 9,550 plus 4,500 plus 8,000, that comes to 22050. And then A minus B, so 156,655 minus 141,500. 156,655 minus 141,500. So 155 is the profit. Then 86,000 minus 91,690. So loss of 5,690. In bracket we'll write that. And 20047 minus 22050, so again loss of 2003. Now this amounts will carry forward in profit and loss account. So 15155, then 5690, then 2003. So total in the outer column what we will get is 15155 minus 5690 minus 2003, that is 7462. Now 7462 plus 3200 plus 100. Okay, 7462 plus 3200 plus 100. So in P&L account total incomes are 10762. Then 2000 plus 3000, the total expenses are 5000. Now 10762 minus 5000, so 5762 is profit before tax. Now from that, provision for tax is directly given in the question. We have marked it over here. Profit, provision for tax means tax on profits has been directly given, this one. So 12,000 is what we will subtract over here. All other items have been recorded. Okay, 12,000 will minus as provision for tax. So 5762 minus 12,000. That comes to minus 6238. And then minus 6238. In that we'll add 8050, 8040. So what amount will come in balance sheet is 1802. Now this balance carried forward to balance sheet is what we have to show in reserves and surplus. Okay, this 1802 is what we have to show in reserves and surplus. So we have already made the schedule for that. Over there, all of you write down 1802 and total also 1802. Now we put these items in balance sheet. So as per schedule number 5, share capital is 30,000. Okay, as per schedule number 5, share capital is 30,000. Then reserves and surplus, as we discussed just now, 1802. And then after that, borrowings we don't have. Borrowings are nil. So total of sources of funds we already have available over here. 31,802. Now investments as per schedule number 8, that is 168700. Then loans as per schedule number 9, that is 7,500. Okay, loans as per schedule number 9 is 7,500. Then fixed assets as per schedule number 10 is 3,800 plus 50,000, 53850. Okay, fixed assets are 53850. Then current assets as per schedule 11, we'll write them in inner column. So current assets as per schedule 11, cash and bank is 7830. Okay, cash and bank is 7830. Now advances and other assets 37990. Okay, over here in advances and assets also one adjustments effects are remaining. Just 1 minute. All of you look at adjustment 1, adjustment 2 rather. This adjustment to commission on reinsurance accepted 3,000 is payable. So this commission on reinsurance which we have accepted, reinsurance accepted is receivable, but commission on that is still to be made, means this is the commission payable. So that will also come as current liability. And 4,500 of commission on reinsurance ceded, that becomes receivable from other insurance companies. So it is also your other asset. So these two items also we are supposed to include. I repeat, commission receivable on reinsurance ceded 4,500, we will have to add in other assets. Okay, commission receivable, so that you can insert it in between. Commission receivable. Now this is which commission receivable? On the reinsurance ceded. Ceded one is receivable because that we have to receive from the other insurance company. So that 4,500 we have to add over here. Now if we add that 4,500, then this total will become 33040 plus 4,500, that is 37540. And the final total would become 37540 plus 4950, that is 42490. Okay, same way in current liabilities also we will include commission payable. Okay, in current liabilities also we will include commission payable, that is on the reinsurance accepted one, that is 3,000 rupees. So this total will also increase by 3,000. Which total will increase by 3,000? This 42080 total will increase by 3,000. So it will become 45080. Okay. So this corrections all of you make over here. I repeat, adjustments always have two effects. So this commission on reinsurance accepted 3,000, we have to add in commission as well as show it in current liabilities. And commission on reinsurance ceded 4,500, we have to minus from commission as well as show it in other assets. So let us show this amount now. Which amount? 42490. All of it on 42490 in other assets. Okay, 42490 in other assets. So total would come to 7830 plus 42490, that comes to 50320. Then current liabilities 45080 Okay, current liabilities 45080 and provisions 203488. Okay, provisions 203488. So total subtotal B 45080 plus 203488. So that comes to 248568. 248568. Now A minus B. Subtotal A 50320 minus subtotal B 248568. So that outer columns come to 198248 negative amount, 198248 negative amount will come in the outer column. And now we can do the total of application of funds. So 168700 plus 7500 plus 53850 plus minus, in fact, minus 198248. You all can see 31802. So that would match with your total of sources of funds. Total sources of funds 31802, total application of funds 31802, and then contingent liability is given in adjustment 3, that is 7500. So that will come at the bottom, 7500. So all the items are taken into consideration. Important points I repeated once again, that this claims unpaid on 31/3/99, in college they have given 2 effects. So actually in your exams it must be given in adjustments. Then only we would give 2 effects. What 2 effects? You will add in claims as well as you will show it in current liabilities. And secondly, this second adjustment, outstanding commission on reinsurance accepted, means we have to pay that commission to other insurance companies, so it's our liability. So you'll also show it in current liabilities. And ceded means we have to receive it from other insurance companies, so it's a receivable. So you'll also show it in other assets. So with this question, your syllabus is entirely over. Wish you all the best for your coming exams. Take care of yourselves, and after your exams in the next semester, we will meet in face-to-face classes also. Bye everyone. Take care. See you in the next session.